Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Mind Over Matter with Sankit. In this episode, we'll be talking about why it's important to take action immediately. Now, if you watched the previous episode, we talked about how meditating and contemplating on us being mortal creatures, that is, the fact that all of us will die one day or the other, is very important to take into consideration. This is because this reminds us that time is limited and that we need to do important things first and not procrastinate. So today in this episode, we'll be talking about why it's important to take action immediately rather than just sitting and thinking about things. Now say that you have the most important task for the day, but you do not really want to do it and you're doing other unimportant minor tasks to feel busy, but you're not actually being productive. This applies in a greater scale to your entire life because there's this quote which says, "How you do anything is how you do everything." Now, if you develop a habit of procrastinating and keeping tasks for tomorrow or keeping tasks for later and not doing it immediately, this develops into a greater habit, and this applies to your entire life. The smallest of reactions that you give at every moment become your habits, which become deeply carved in your personality, and you start doing everything in that way. Let's take an example. Let's say you have to go to some place, but you do not really want to do it because it requires a lot of effort. In your conscious mind, you'll tell yourself that you'll certainly do it sometime later. But actually what happens is that in your subconscious mind, you'll already have planted a feeling of guilt because you know you do not want to do it and you know that you have not accomplished what you're supposed to do. Hence, if you take some time to meditate every day and contemplate on how your life is going currently, you can start to take action immediately, meaning that if you remember that you have to do something important, just start the work. Do not stay thinking about it or do not stay worrying about the task not being completed, even if it might seem insignificant at first, even if you might feel like whatever you do will not really make a large difference. All you need to do is just start, because your brain is designed in such a way that if you just start a particular work, as you do it, you'll gain momentum in that work and you'll get motivation from the work itself. You do not really need external motivation because the act of doing something is so satisfactory for your brain that it starts rewarding you with happy chemicals like dopamine and serotonin. So many of us are victims to this disease called procrastination. We're always putting off tasks for later. But when you develop this habit, when you just start doing things, I know it's difficult, but this works the same way for people who work out. You know that working out is a very difficult thing. It requires you to get out of your comfort zone, and you need to exercise even when your body is very drowsy and lazy and you're not feeling like doing anything. But if you somehow decide to work out, and if you maintain a habit in this, if you maintain consistency in your workout, you'll realize that you feel better about yourself, you feel more confident, and you also let go of your guilt and you start loving yourself more. So the only way in which you can start loving yourself more is by actually taking action and doing things that you really want to do. Also, there is another important thing that you need to note. You'll certainly make your efforts, but you cannot really expect the same results all the time. So in order to deal with this, you need to make sure that you only have faith in things that are within your reasoned choice, your ability of the mind to reason. Because even if you are dedicated to a certain task, there will always be external stimuli and external circumstances that do not let you reach your goal. So in order to actually reach it, even if you do not reach your goal, you need to understand that it could possibly be because of the external circumstances. But make sure that you do all that is in your capability. Say, if you're doing a work, make sure you give your 100%. And even if you only get 80% of the outcome, you do not need to be sad because you'll certainly improve next time. You'll certainly be satisfied with yourself because you'll know that at least you've gone one step forward towards your destiny. This is something that I personally have been fighting for almost my entire life. Although I have a pretty good work ethic, I procrastinate most of the times. I tend to keep the most difficult and the most important task for later, and I always try to fill up my time with minor tasks. But lately I've started doing this. Lately I've started what's the most important for me at this particular moment and just taking action immediately rather than thinking about it, or rather than worrying about it, or rather than picturizing it and trying to expect outcomes out of it. Rather than doing that, I just take action and I just enjoy the action rather than expecting the fruit and being disappointed later on, or worrying about it without even starting it. I hope this video was helpful to you. If you like this video, do not forget to press the like button. Also, if you like whatever is happening here at Sound Health Solution, do not forget to subscribe to our channel. We'll be coming up with similar videos in the future. Until next time.